Evening all, evening. I should have taken a sip of water before I started talking. There you go. How you doing all? Thank you for joining me. Why am I doing this out of the blue? A bit random to suddenly go live. Wonder if Bev's watching. Bev's out in the garden, might be watching too. Hello everybody. Yeah, all the comments coming in, viewership going up a little bit. I expect we'll get a little pocket of people. I just wanted to check in for about 10-15 minutes, not majorly long. I always say that and it'll probably end up going on for twice as long, but I have no intention to do that. I just wanted to very briefly ask you guys how you're feeling. Obviously, I'm a bit scruffy at the moment. I do apologise for not being as set up as I usually are, but it's a bit of a last minute decision to go live. I just want to know how you're doing. So on Twitter, just a second ago, and I stupidly just closed the page in my tweet deck, but I asked on Twitter, when did I do it? 2 hours ago. I genuinely want to know how all of you are doing. How are you feeling? There's no right or wrong answer. I want to gauge general mood and see if what I feel is close to the truth. And I recognise that in the UK that we are going through a particularly weird time with the general mood, the general ambience, the morale of the country is that everything seems to be going to pot. And some people are doing okay, and some people are struggling, and I wanted people to be able to just say how they're feeling. And so go ahead and say it in the comments. And if you feel brave enough, strong enough, then I will put the comments up on the screen. And then if you want to get something off your chest, then fire away, get it off your chest, and we'll put it up. And so people can share feelings, and to make sure that you're not on your own feeling a bit stressed, anxious, worried, concerned for the future, the amount of futility that there may be feeling out there. Hello, Patricia Beletska. Oh, sorry, Tony Malin. This is what happens when the comments go scrolling down. Hello, Patricia. I'll come back to Tony in a second. Hi from Poland. Hello, Patricia. Obviously, Patricia, we spoke about you in the podcast this week, that to have Poland start and then snatched away at the last second must have been extraordinarily tough, because you guys were relatively very new, and then having to just wait and so close to coming back and returning, and that had gone. Hello to everybody that's saying hello to me. I am seeing all your names, and I will say to you collectively hello. And then Tony Malin, what did you say, Tony? What did you say? There was a beach boat at the seafront in Weston. Okay. And context, Tony, context. And yeah, weird times. So Gabby Nia, there you go. Weird times about sums it up. Karen Spackman. There seems to be a negative mindset at the moment. Everything is about what you can't do rather than what you can do. And it's difficult because, of course, if somebody expresses their feelings and it's not quite jolly, happy, positive, then they can be seen as negative. Obviously, if they're not super positive, they're negative. But sometimes they're genuine. And this is where mental health issues can come in, where there's a concern that people are frightened to express how they're feeling because they might be seen as someone who's negative, and people don't want to be around them, like a mood hoover. And there's a big difference between people who are angry for the sake of being angry and people who are genuinely having that, what was the term used? Corona coaster, that roller coaster of emotions, and people who are honest and admit, do you know what? I'm usually feeling upbeat and I'm okay, and today I'm not. But why is the case? What is happening? Am I worried about financial matters and worries and troubles? So it's an interesting one. Josh Smith, as I said on Twitter, so yeah, I'm going to Twitter as well. And so I'm hoping you guys come over and just put it into video format. As I said on Twitter, just a feeling everything is going to get worse. Missing Parkrun more and more. And Parkrun has a big part to play in a lot of this, in terms of our community feeling, that disjointedness, that restriction in the amount of people that we can say hello to, missing loved ones, lack of loved ones, not be able to go and see them, obviously don't want to cuddle them because of fear of passing something on, not wanting to go on public transport, generally engage with other human beings. Missing Parkrun more and more. So many social things linked to Parkrun. Winter will be tough. Hope you're okay. I'm doing okay. I'm hanging on in there. I'm doing as well as anybody else, I think, at the moment. Struggling. I will admit I'm struggling. I had a massive panic attack. When was it? A few days ago. And I woke up in the early hours of the morning, had to go for a walk about 3:30 in the morning, and struggling to breathe. It was the first time I've had that happen to me. But I recognise what's caused it. And so Tom Williams retweeted my tweet about it, and he did sum it up very, very well. His response was frustrated, angry, disappointed, claustrophobic, heartbroken for the people whose lives are being destroyed when it doesn't have to be this way, sad at what our country has become, and determined to be a part of the solution. And that's what I think is also essential, that we are all wanting to express our feelings, but also looking for the light and wanting to be a part of the solution. And I'm scratching my head about thinking about how can I be that too. And I just thought just 10, 15 minutes to have you guys be here, feel a part of a collective, feel a part of a community. And maybe that's a small part of the solution, making sure that we're not disconnected. We might be physically apart, but virtually we can be together. Emma Poole. So if I miss any of the comments on here, there's quite a few coming in. Burst into tears in Tesco, struggling with working from home now, desperately want to get back to the office, to parkrun, to spontaneity. Rachel Bentley, me too, working in preschool and so much cleaning, can't wait for Friday. That'll be a response to something. I should always read it before I click on them. Andy Airy, slightly heavier than I was last month, apparently. Yeah, same here. My trousers. It's nice to have nice, comfortable. It's nice to have nice, comfortable, stretchy trousers. Nicola Wright, exhausted. Teaching at the minute is ridiculous with lots of rules that cannot be followed. I am crawling to the half term Friday for us, and I do wonder if we're going to go into a big lockdown and they're going to use half term as that benchmark. Wales, I think personally, made the right decision about going into the fire break, that new term that we're having to learn. Lots of different new terms we've learned. The language is always evolving and more words added to the dictionary, and one of those being fire break to the 2020 dictionary listing lexicon. Let's have a look at other people. So Emma Poole, love goes out to you, of course, if you're bursting into tears. Elizabeth Shabam, after local lockdown since 8th of September, where it's been illegal to leave area, we are now back to stay home in Wales from Friday. Feeling fed up, but resigned to it. And of course, Manchester was a bit of a thing in the news today as well, wasn't it, in terms of them going into the highest lockdown. Tony Mallon, can't add the photos to this post, Danny, so have messaged the With Me Now page. Thanks, Tony. Chris Hartley said he's feeling exhausted. Better commenting on here than on YouTube, says Amanda. Lucy Maris. I'm sad that people are becoming so divided. I think you and Tom were great with the Q&A though. That was very reassuring, but it does feel increasingly isolating and crap at times. Callum Burrell said something, but you post all the time, Callum, so I'm not going to read it. I'm going to wind you up all the time. Linda Kirkcaldy, because of course I'm asking what people are feeling about the current mood. Linda Kirkcaldy, hello, missing parkrun. Can only run with one other household unless you go to a club event, but doing not parkrun on my own, listening to the podcast, having a chuckle. Fed up working from home. Hope you're doing okay. I will admit I struggled to write the podcast. I really did this week, and really struggled with my enthusiasm. And I'm struggling with my enthusiasm for it at the moment, because it's meant to be a parkrun-based podcast and parkrun's not happening. And we've been going on for 8 months and there's only so much you can do. This community has a big part to play, says Emma Shaw. Thank you for creating these additional networks, Danny. And thank you. Well done to Parkrun and everybody that's doing something, trying to create and connect people, making use of the tools that we have in a positive, life-enhancing fashion. I don't want us to sit there and go, there's nothing we can do. There is something that we can do, Emma. And I agree. I think you are one of these people that are like this, a positive mindset about making things proactive and productive and happen. And even if this happens just, like I say, 15 minutes, and hopefully it plays a part in reassuring everybody. What's this? And I knew I'd get asked about this. What's the blue top? Can't quite see. Nice color. Adidas Parkrun t-shirt. I didn't throw one with me now, T. But that was from, these are one of the purchasable ones that you can say I'll give free advertising to Adidas, but it's one of the Parkrun purchasable logo t-shirts. Anthony Howe. It covers my face. There you go. I'll just have my nose above it. I'm okay, having a rare few quiet days due to different half terms in North Wales, but restricted to one county. Then lockdown next week, but back in school week after. Will be strange teaching older pupils online. A bit odd the way that I can be in a class of up to 32 pupils, but can't have a good chat with workmates or friends due to social distancing. Fair point. Steve Dye, our run director team are doing a litter pick around Homewood this weekend just for some FaceTime and to keep the place clean. That's a fantastic idea, Steve. And something that I'm often trying to remind myself about, that we've got 3 litter pickers in the Surbiton Junior storage unit, which I've not touched. I've touched once in 8 months, and it's worth me popping up there to get them and doing some litter picking around here. So that's a really good idea. That's a very positive force. And so, Steve, thank you for the reminder on that. I'm going to go and get them at some point this week. Jonathan Carter, bit of a laugh for you all. There's new graffiti in the tunnel at Severn Bridge, including a well-endowed lady. Does that include having Josh Baker back? Because I was thinking about that with Josh Baker. Of course, we're having Josh Baker Smells Like a Ferret, and I recognise you were in touch with him, but of course, people wanted it on the T-shirt, and they're right. they're right not to have it on there, because of course if anybody like from the family members saw that name on the t-shirt, they may not get the context and may be feeling upset about it. But of course we get the context, we know the humor behind it, but that's referring back to people looking to get it on the apricot t-shirt at some point earlier in the lockdown, in this weird strange 8-month period that we've had. We're trying to go through everything, all the comments. I do apologise. Jane Cuskin, a bit down, hours getting dropped each week, just don't know what's around the corner and they're not knowing when it's going to change the hardest. Thanks for being there during this difficult time. You're welcome, Jane. And jobs, finances, that's the thing. Jobs being hemorrhaged left, right and centre through industries and businesses that can't work. Heathrow's what, at 20% capacity? I watched on BBC Breakfast this morning. Cinema chains going to the wall. Chris Tucker, here we go. When this all started, to me, it felt like we were all in this together as a country. It doesn't feel like that anymore. I think you and I, Chris, and everybody else that are part of the general populace are in this together. I think that the division starts at the top and it ripples through and it fractures across. But we want to come back together. There are people maybe at the top who potentially don't want it to be. There is always that theory about the disaster capitalists enjoying themselves right now. Cheryl Current. Upside is that I am getting to wear my funky leggings to work every day. As you can see, the waist down on VC. Finally, justifying my possibility ridiculous number of pairs. And missing hugs, says Emma. Paul. Rob Widdis, let's have a look. Exhausted from work and feeling guilty about complaining about it when I can see people a couple of 100 miles to the north of me losing their businesses. Yeah, I mean, that's very similar on Twitter. We've had people respond to my post. I don't think I've ever had so many replies to a tweet of mine before, and people talking about how they feel very guilty about being lucky because they have things about comfort, home, work, and yet you still don't feel right. That you still feel, I think the word existing is being used a lot. Don't feel guilty about feeling that way. If it's a genuine feeling that you feel that way, don't feel guilty for being lucky. And that's the thing, you're not privileged, you're fortunate. It's when you have that privilege and you use it and abuse it, if that makes sense. But whereas that you guys are feeling a bit of guilt about having just going about your business and life, there is a division there. I think it gets sometimes skewed that people think that they should feel guilty about being privileged. Not the case. Where are we? Gabby Nia saying, oh, blimey, the comments are coming in too quickly. Sorry, Gabby Nia. Having a chat to other people. Anybody else? Alex Latham, here we go. What's he saying? I'm on holiday in Bath, relaxing away from the stress of the NHS, going to attempt Bath Skyline tomorrow. I will assume that'll be a not park run. We're all in the same stormy sea, but some people have better boats. As Lucy Maris, sorry, my mouth will dry now, talking too much. Fantastic analogy, metaphor, brilliant. Oh, what's this? John R. Ended up crying as I ran the other day. Things are tough for everyone at the moment. Feeling more positive hearing people share. Don't feel so alone. Yes, make sure you do not feel on your own. We are here. I'm here. I'm genuinely listening. I want to hear from you guys because I'm sat here thinking, am I wrong to feel down? Is it just me? No, it's not just me. And it's okay if you're feeling perfectly all okay and you're fine and you're happy and you're at home and you've got your kids and you're doing okay in your work. It's fine to do that. So it's certainly not a competition, but certainly don't feel alone if you are feeling down. Taylor Craft, feeling bereft without hugs. It hurts to be missing them. Susie Bannon, I miss parkrun, miss seeing everyone. Work is hard. Everything is hard at the moment. I can feel my brain turning to mush and there's nothing I can do about it. There is something you can do about it, Susie, and that's stay strong. Please keep communicating with us. Keep on. We're going to keep on. Do you know what? I'm probably going to ramp up the lives and content again. If the lockdown starts to go back to how it was in March and April, I'm going to keep doing something regularly. We played a little game last night. I know a lot of people won't understand what the Among Us game is, but it was very funny to watch. And if we can do that for you guys and a live broadcast and giggle along with us, me and Nicola being snarky and cheeky at each other is what you like in the pods. If we can give that to you a bit more in the forthcoming weeks, because I know it's going to be a bit dodgy in the coming weeks, then we'll do that. It's no skin off my nose to go live for you guys. Paul Ford, take a break if the podcast is becoming a burden, Danny. Yeah, it definitely crosses my mind, Paul. Absolutely. It's my own sort of stubbornness, perfectionism about being there constantly week in, week out. You don't owe anyone an episode a week or anything like it. You do so much already. It's very kind of you to say, Paul. I certainly on the back of my mind about, do you know what, if we have nothing to say, it's better to say nothing. On Telecraft again, evening was walking with a friend about how much we'll miss Christmas Day parkrun. Both of us are not home for Christmas. It's just not the same without. It's that reflection thing. Has anybody else noticed there's a large rise in people looking at the memories on Facebook and seeing about what we were doing this time last year, and then having that moment of melancholy of going, oh, it was a great time, but then we can't do it now. Parkrun Pictionary back, bring it back. Loved it, says Steve Dye. Yep, absolutely. We were going to do that Christmas Day. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a big Christmas Day one. So that's on the cards. It may come back sooner, but definitely doing that on Christmas Day. Gabby Neo, again, give the community a shout. We can help generate content. We have quite a lot of skills. Absolutely. And thank you for all your Parkrunpedia. You and Hannah Perrin, Parkrunpedia work. Right. 15, 16 minutes. I did promise. And I will go through the comments as always. I need to go and get something to eat and go for a walk myself. Danny, you're awesome, and so is the Parkrun community. Still missing it as much as the first month of lockdown, maybe even more. So grateful for little connections with people, but it feels like a long old slog. I miss the more regular daily connection. Yeah, so I will be keeping tabs on the developing motions from on high in the government regarding how many people, how many millions are stuck at home. And that's it. Right, okay. Anything else? A few more comments. I'll let you go. What are everyone's secret skills, says Gabby Nia? I can drive a tractor. I can't drive a tractor. Right, thank you for joining me, peeps. Take care. Yeah, hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. If you're on Twitter, go and have a look at the thread of my post. It's actually quite interesting to see what people are saying. It's worth the read, and hopefully it allows you to have a bit of, maybe even this was a bit cathartic for you, just to get stuff off your chest. Anyway, love to you all. I will see you, not tomorrow, Parkrunpedia, because of course Hannah and Gabby are doing that for us every week. And yeah, I'm sure you'll see my face a few more times in the coming fortnight or so. All right, and to be joyful and funny, and I'm going to make sure that the things that we can do, like Tom Williams says about being the force for good and making things better, I'm just going to be cheeky and try and be as funny as I possibly can and make you guys laugh, because of course if I can make you guys laugh, it makes me feel good, it makes you guys feel good too. Right then, love to you all, take care, look after each other, stay strong, and be open, be honest, and don't feel alone. You're not, okay? See you soon.